All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. Back in Florida with Robert Beninati.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm back in his office.
How was Chicago? Cold?
Kind of cold and miserable.
Yeah.
Everything's shut down.
Yeah, I know.
With the exception of the food. I don't know what the hell I was doing there. I mean, besides doing work. It was like there's nothing. It's an empty black parking lot like I told you before. What are you up to? What are you doing, fucker?
Well, business is picking up again. You know, we're out of the holidays. It's usually a little slow between Christmas and New Year's, especially falling in, between, when was it? Like Christmas Eve was Thursday, Friday, right?
Yeah.
Christmas Day, then Saturday, Sunday. So everybody's on a mental vacation, and then happens again for New Year's. So usually it picks up again after the the 10th or the 15th of January. Everyone starts calling back and saying, hey, I want to refinance, I'm looking to buy, I want to sell, whatever it is. So it's back in business.
Nice. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Tarzas hit me up yesterday. He said he's going to be doing cigars tomorrow at noon. He's like, I know you can make it most likely.
I'll be there.
On a text, he's like, out of all my friends, I know you can make it. I'm like, what the hell? Where Robert's office is, there's a cigar place called Corona Cigar. It's one of the most popular in Orlando. And I think this is why he got his office here. Anyways, let's jump into this because I made sure that we didn't have any discussions before I walked into the office because a lot of times me and him sit down for 45 minutes, an hour. We bullshit. It's pretty cool stuff. I think a lot of times what we're discussing, what we've been doing and what we've been working on. Then sometimes we go to lunch, then we come back, and then we're kind of out of juice a little bit. I mean, we pick certain subject matters, but this one, I kind of want to be fresh. What do you think?
Let's go. I'm not sure what we're talking about, but go ahead.
Well, every time I've been walking in your office, or at least the last few times I saw you, the Clubhouse app. Let's get into this. So I walk in, and I always think I think he's on a speaker call with the client, and he's listening to this Clubhouse.
Yes.
So he's been pitching for me to go on this, and I screamed at him as soon as I came in, you get on this. Because I'm trying to get off things. I'm exhausted from a lot of social media. I'm tired of loading shit. I've lost interest in Instagram again and Facebook. I'm just tired of it all. I love my podcast. That's really where I'm at. This is about it for me right now.
Listen, I don't blame you. Social media is exhausting. It's overwhelming. It could be stressful at times, and with so many, you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok. You have the podcast, YouTube, and now we have Clubhouse.
Yeah. And TikTok.
Have you been
Did you say TikTok?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Have you been able to get on Clubhouse for a second and listen in? Or
I've only done it with you. I keep seeing that, and it looks like another thing I don't want to do from a perspective of something added to my schedule that I'm not necessarily interested in. I'm not even interested in filling out the information for the app. That's how I feel right now about technology.
Hey, if you just don't feel it, just take a break. I mean, I get it.
I'd be the talent maybe in the future a little more, like taking a break from the technology aspect of having to create things, write the information, upload the information, share it, all those. I kind of want to just come in and research, do what I want to, like talk about things that we can talk about and
I think
enjoy it again.
This is down your alley just because it's live. It's like a podcast. Right? It's like a Zoom without the video. So everybody could chit-chat. You can collaborate with people. Mm-hmm. You can start the room, what it's called, right? So for those that don't know what Clubhouse is, let me see if I could explain this.
Nice.
So it's an app where it's like a conference. When you go to a hotel and there's many conferences going on at the same time, but you only have ticket to one conference.
Sure.
This is something similar. So you enter into the app, and when you enter into what is called the hallway, right? So imagine a long hallway with many doors, and each door represents a different subject. And you're just wandering down the hallway, and you feel like you're interested in this one room that's talking about whatever, right? And you enter, and you just sit down. So you're part of what is called the audience, and you're listening to the people on stage, which in this app they're called speakers or moderators.
Right. And just so you know, it's Clubhouse app if you missed it earlier.
Yes.
Right?
Clubhouse, right? So you come into this room, and I've seen rooms, with 60 people. I've seen rooms with 2,000 people. I mean, it just depends on the subject, depends who the moderator is, depends on the following, and so forth. So you come in, you sit down, you're part of the audience. If you have a question, the cool thing is there's a little button with a hand. You raise your hand, they call upon you, they bring you up to stage, pretty much, and then you unmute it, and you can ask your question. And they have the control to mute you or unmute you, right? And after you're done with your question, the moderators, have the power to put you back in part of being the audience, back to your seat, let's say, right?
Right.
The cool thing about it, it's like I said, it's like a Zoom conference, like a convention center type of thing, and a podcast all put together in one. So there's no editing. It's live.
Right.
The cool thing is, you as an audience, if you don't want, you don't create or anything, but you want to learn, and this subject's about everything, about health, about business, about marketing, about you name it, it's in that. You can find whatever subject you want and topic. The cool thing is that it leverages, if you're a moderator, it leverages your audience following, because it's so easy just to click on it's a round icon where your photos should be, or your logo.
Right.
You click on that, it opens your profile, and you write your bio in there. And then the only two other apps that you can link to Clubhouse is Instagram and Twitter. It's the only two you can for now. Like Facebook
Right.
is not there or anything else. But you create a lot of following through that. And I've seen it, that as you go into the room and speak, people want to know who you are, and then they just keep following you. So it gives you that leverage. You can start any room, make it public, and you'll see people just coming into the room and just growing. When it really, really grows is when the content that you're providing is really good, or of high quality.
Right.
And second, when someone famous or a celebrity comes into your room, which they do, because even they want followings, right?
So they're going to most likely raise their hand if they want to be a part of it and ask you a question, and you'd put them up there. Is that kind of?
Or it could be like that. It could be like that, or you just see them come in, and you make them a moderator right away because you want them.
Okay, so you're paying attention to, obviously,
Right.
not just what you're saying or your subject matter. You're paying attention.
Or
to what's
you
going on
could,
in the
or
phone.
if you follow them, you could pin them and invite them to be a moderator.
Gotcha.
So you start your room, and then you go ahead and just pin people that you follow that are well known,
Right.
and if they accept, they come into the room, and then you let them kind of take charge because they run the floor for a little bit, right, with all their consulting ideas and answering questions. And it's a chance for the people on stage, right? That's not only one or two. It could be 10, 15 people on stage, plus all the rest of the audience, to raise their hands and ask questions, right? It's sometimes, something you can't do unless you go to their conferences or their.
I love it. It sounds like I love the live aspect of it, right?
Yeah,
that's what's right up my alley.
You could leave the room quietly. What it's called, leave quietly. You just hit the button and you leave that room. You could come back to it later.
Can you hand it off? Like, say,
as a moderator, yes. Let's say I've seen some rooms that have been going on for like 10 hours, 16 hours, and the person that created hands off the torch, let's say, to someone else, and then that one to someone else, and then that first guy comes back 12 hours later and takes it back. Yeah, I've seen that happen.
It's crazy.
I mean, the conversation is, because it's worldwide. So, for example, on Sunday, I got into this room that was created or started in England.
Okay.
And it was Sunday. I was doing things around the house, washing the car, just normal stuff, and with my earpods on, listening to, and it was going on for like 10 hours.
Wow.
And Grant Cardone came in on a Sunday, just to chime in. Tyrese Gibson was another one that came in, and so the room just kept going and going and going, and
Sure.
more celebrities were coming in and out, which gives a lot of value to that room.
Gotcha.
So it's a cool thing,
Yeah, it sounds really interesting.
and a lot of people connect through this.
Instead of, I was thinking on the way here, because I knew you were going to hit me on this again. I kind of know, I'm kind of prepared when I come here. I'm like, all right, he's going to follow up and be like, did you go back on that app I told you to go on? Right? I knew I was going to walk in here and heard you listening to it.
It's a baby app. It's the time to get in. It's one of those apps that everybody says, oh, I wish I got onto YouTube,
Right.
10 years ago, or a podcast 5 years ago. Well, this is the place to go on now.
Do they monetize it like YouTube or anything?
Well, I imagine someone's going to come up with something to monetize it
Interesting.
somehow, I know you cannot record the conversations.
Okay.
But then again, I think you can if in the title of the room you say being recorded or something like that, or this room is being recorded, number one. And then I think you also have to mention it while you're speaking, I guess, every so often, because people come in and out of the room. So I think that's the only way you can record it and take the file, the audio file, and then I guess do whatever you do with it. Put it on YouTube or do whatever.
Nice. When you go on there, are you just already just talking about a subject matter, or is it just like, say me and you having this discussion, could we do this discussion, say, for instance, on that app?
Yeah. Yeah, we could start at the beginning. The rooms were mostly about Clubhouse beginners, how to use the app.
Right.
It was about ethics, and rules, what to do and what not to do, what's expected.
Right.
And then the rooms just started getting about entrepreneurs, business, habits.
Sure.
At least the ones I follow, right? Because the cool thing is when you get in and create your profile, there's categories, and you can pick what your interest is. So as soon as you open the app,
Yeah.
you're going to get some recommendations of rooms that are running at the moment, presently, right?
Right.
And you can see the topic. So if you follow, let's say, I don't know, some sports, and they're talking about sports, politics, and they're talking about the inauguration and what's happening.
Right.
If you follow, hunting or kayaking or, whatever it is, and that's what you pick in your profile, that's what you're going to see in your kind of queue, right, of what's going on. Then you just pick a room, just tap on it, and you enter the room, and that's it.
Right.
So, yes, can we do it? Yes, we can. Now, there's a thing between creating a room, right, and having a club.
Okay, what's that?
So you could create a room,
Okay.
and talk about whatever, and then just close it down, and you're done, right?
Yeah.
A club, you have to have X amount of, I believe you have to, again, I'm new at this, okay?
Right.
But I think you have to been on stage or have spoken
Okay.
a minimum of 3 times, have, I guess, certain following, certain activities,
Sure.
in order to register a room or apply for a club. Sorry, not a room, but to apply for a club.
Gotcha.
And then it has to have its own, I think, icon, logo, and you have to commit to creating a room or being on once a week at a certain time, or twice a week, or every day, whatever the schedule is.
Right.
But you have to commit to it. They don't want it just to be a room, a club, and not be active.
Say you and I, we were going to do Watch These Guys, right, on YouTube. Would we be better off, you think, doing Hear These Guys? I'm just saying, like...
I think the thing about this is the title is very important.
Right.
Because really what the goal here is to network and actually help people. So based on again, we're talking about let's say
it's confidence, hypothetically.
Yeah, let's say confidence.
Okay.
How to build confidence.
Right.
How to overcome lack of confidence.
Right.
How tips for how entrepreneurs build confidence. How
Right.
successful people build confidence. That might bring talking about successful people building
Right.
confidence, that might bring celebrities to the room and say, oh, I want to share how I build my confidence,
Right.
how I wasn't confident at the beginning of my career and so forth, right? So it's very important, the title, that I know that would bring in more listeners.
Right. So you'd have both components. You'd have people looking to master their self-confidence or improve on it, and then you have other people that look like they have confidence, hypothetically, that can teach it.
That can teach, share.
Right. Or
and
share, right.
Just share or have questions. My issue is, this or that in confidence. I have confidence for certain things and I don't have confidence for other things.
Sure.
How can I blah, 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 right? Whatever.
Right.
Okay, so then the cool thing is that you as a speaker moderator, you might not have all the answers.
For sure.
But because it's an open room and you have other moderators, you can ask who wants to take this one? Who wants to take this?
Absolutely.
This question, and then whoever thinks that is qualified or has the answer, then they chime in, and
Absolutely.
so it's cool because we don't know everything, right? But we get to network with people that have different insights, different
Absolutely.
perspectives, and they can help us or they can help other people listening. So it's a really cool app, I think.
Because it's live too. Like even on YouTube, you put something, someone leaves a comment, I only can write that comment back, right? I can't describe it verbally. You know what I mean? Like
unless you ask them to call you or find
something in
some
that
other
nature. Yeah.
But this is live on the spot, and you don't have to worry about editing.
That's my thing.
About video,
yeah.
You get on, you get off, you're done.
You don't have to. What I shouldn't say you don't have to. How is this something you could just like say? Me and you are in a room right now on two mics, so we could just grab our phone and do this whenever we want. Like just start up a conversation or start up a room.
Yeah, it's 24/7. It's running all day. Remember, you have people in the other side of the world when it's daytime.
Right. Is there a regulation as far as language or any of that? Or is it frowned upon? What are you hearing there?
I believe there was this thing about racism. There's things about certain things you can't really just ethics, right?
Of course.
But I think there was something about type of words you use, but lately I've been listening to people just say whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say, how are you going to filter that? I mean, of course, being offensive and
as a moderator, you just mute them,
right,
and kick them out of the
and
room.
Move on.
Yeah, if you're the moderator, and those are your rules. So, yeah, if you want to keep it clean, you want to keep it friendly.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's an overall goal. And now I've heard stories about these rooms that are very aggressive. They're very racist. I haven't been in one of those, so honestly,
not your interest.
I don't know. Yeah,
no. What have you mainly been going on though? Because you're not huge into sports, you're not huge into politics.
Business, just
it's
business.
all strictly business. Mainly real estate, or is it mainly just
both? I've seen Grant Cardone come on a lot, and you can see a room of 400 people, and when Grant comes in, and he's been in there for 5 minutes, it jumps from 400 to 1,000 to 1,200 within minutes.
Right.
That's the power that someone like that has.
Yep.
And then he could leave and jump to another room and do it all over again. And what he's basically doing as a salesperson he is he's getting his name out there. He's using his being a celebrity in a sense, and get his name known to people that probably don't know him, right?
Sure.
And promote his business.
Of course.
Grant Cardone University or his investment companies. So he's still doing the same thing, and he's on. Why is he on? I mean, he's got other things to do, but he's on a regular basis.
Yeah, he's building a brand off of that too. I mean, more.
A lot of people that I've heard as moderators and speakers saying, I just increased my Instagram following from X to an additional 1,000 in a week, just because you're on speaking on stage, but you have to be a speaker, you have to be on stage to get the benefit of that, right?
Of course.
If you're just in the audience, that's fine. You're going to get the benefit of learning because there's very important people here. A lot of coaches, a lot of mentors, a lot of successful people.
Have you done one yet or no? Or you just been listening?
No, I have a buddy of mine. He's got also a marketing company. We spoke yesterday, and we are going to create one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was just a matter of, because the other thing, you want to have certain people in the room already starting.
Sure.
That you know that are going to contribute. So you don't want to just jump on by yourself and not have support, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy. All right, we'll wrap it up there on this one. What do you think? Check it out. It's on the App Store. What the hell?
Clubhouse app.
Clubhouse is in the house. Right?
The other thing is that you have to get invited.
Oh, okay.
So you could sign up.
Yeah.
But then you have to, if somebody finds you like, oh, so and so signed up, then I kind of endorse you, and then you could come in. If not, you're just there waiting, like
like a little private club.
Yeah, like
in a
on
frat.
deck. Yeah.
You're trying to get in his frat.
Or you get invited. So to earn invites, as soon as you get on, you get one invite. So you can invite one person. If you want more invites, it's the time you spend on the app, how much you speak, and
nice.
And the more you do that, the more invites you are allowed or given, so you can spread out.
You've been listening to this thing for a while now. This is your new thing, it sounds like.
When I have time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm kind of exhausted from just YouTube in general myself. Not only putting information on there, but just watching it. Kind of the whole, some things I still love. Now I'm kind of on Netflix all of a sudden because I haven't been really that obsessed with Netflix or Hulu or television in general. Mm-hmm. But at night lately, I have been watching more TV than I've watched in decades.
I've done the same thing lately. I've gotten off the YouTube, which is my thing. The cool thing about this, and you can only watch this on an iPad or an iPhone, and it's only made for iOS right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's number one. Number two, the cool thing about it versus, like, for example, YouTube, unless you pay for YouTube, is that you could get on the app and kind of shut the phone off the screen, and you could still listen to it.
Oh, nice.
Versus, like YouTube, as soon as the screen
unless
goes
you
away,
subscribe, unless you pay.
Unless you pay. You pay. What else? Like, if a phone call comes in, that gets muted. Answer your phone, do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
And as soon as you hang up, you continue listening. You pick up where you left because you're still in the room. It doesn't kick you out of the room unless you personally leave. So
it's like almost an audio Instagram, kind of. Right?
Podcast.
Yeah.
It's like a live. Podcast. It's like a Zoom. It's a combination of stuff.
You don't see the people talking. You just see a photo of them, correct?
Right. There's a little round icon with their picture, whatever photo they put as a profile. You see their mute button, right? And you can tell when it's muted or unmuted. So you know who's speaking because they're unmuted. You could tell.
Gotcha. Anything else? You love this app.
I just want to let's do a room. Come on.
Yeah, let's do it right now. We should do it right now after this.
Yeah.
All right. I'll wrap it up there. If you get a chance, you can check out Robert. He has his own podcast as well. Real Business. You want to tell him?
You know what? I've taken a break actually with that. I just kind of slowed down.
You're done with that.
Yeah. The cool thing is that I could do that. I could just do whatever I want.
You better believe you could do that.
When it comes to with a podcast, a lot of people ask, should I still do a podcast? I think you should. Everyone should if you have something to share or a story. You know what? Do you really want to commit and say I have to make one every day or one a week? No, you don't. If you have just one good content, one good quality content that you could put out, and you're inspired, and the energy is there, and it happens once a month, then do once a month.
Do it. Are you going to do any independent podcasts anymore?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
Where are they going to find this? Tell us.
So I don't know if I'm going to keep it on the Real Business Podcast.
Right.
Or just create a new one and go back to the real estate side and do a 365 Realty Podcast or something like that.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got for you guys. If you want, you know where to find me. Take care.